Hello everyone, so today I'm going to watch this video on YouTube called 10 Disney Films with Shocking I don't know how to pronounce that word. Yeah, I like Disney movies, so that's why I'm watching this video, to see how it goes.
Top 10 Disney films with disturbing origins. Number 10. The Little Mermaid. Disney classic The Little Mermaid.
Okay, forgot. If you didn't hear me say orange, or whatever that guy said in a video, it's just because this app, when you when a video is playing on here, you don't hear yourself that well, so I'm just going to pause it. Yeah, and let's start playing it.
It is based on the fairy tale by Danish author Hans Christian Andersen. But in Andersen's original 1837 fairy tale, the Little Mermaid doesn't just have to give up her voice for human legs, she has to have her tongue completely cut out. Also, being out of the water causes her excruciating pain. In the original story, the handsome prince doesn't marry her, and the heartbroken ex-mermaid dissolves into a luminous spirit as a result of the spell she's under. In the book, Ariel then has to earn back her soul by doing good deeds for 300 years. So not exactly happily ever after. Number 9. Hercules. Greek classics are usually full of gruesome depictions, and Hercules is no exception. The legend of Heracles, as he was known in Greece, dates back to the Hellenistic period, 300 years BC. In one version of the legend, the muscle-bound son of Zeus is made so demented by his stepmother Hera that he murders his own children. He also has his skin ripped off and is set on fire. As he burns, he ascends to Olympus. Disney decided to overlook this gruesome demise and had their cartoon Hercules choose to stay on Earth with his love interest, Meg, rather than join the gods. Number 8. The Hunchback of Notre Dame. The Hunchback of Notre Dame was written by Victor Hugo, the same author.
Sorry, I was about to say, I know there's like a story about this movie, not the movie, about this story before it became a Disney movie. I heard it in art class before when I was in 8th grade.
Who wrote Les Miserables. It's therefore unsurprising that Disney felt the need to alter the story somewhat to make it feel a bit more, well, Disney. In Hugo's classic, Esmeralda is framed for attempted murder. She's tortured and sentenced to death. Quasimodo manages to rescue her, but he is then betrayed by his adoptive father Frollo, and Esmeralda is hanged. The grief-stricken Quasimodo murders Frollo and stays with the lifeless body of his love until he dies of starvation. Number 7. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Disney's Snow White does stay quite true to the 1820s.
Oh, I heard about the story of Snow White before, and it was creepy.
12 Brothers Grimm
to be honest.
Fairy tale. An evil queen, poisoned apple, and a glass coffin all make for a pretty dark children's story. But Disney obviously felt that children in 1937 weren't quite ready for Jacob and Wilhelm Grimm's original ending. In the Grimm version, the evil queen pays for her wicked ways and is forced to wear a pair of searing hot iron shoes and dance until she drops dead. Number 6. The Fox and the Hound. This lovable story of the unlikely friendship between a dog named Copper and a fox named Todd has a much more sinister ending in Daniel P. Mannix's 1967 novel. In the Disney adaptation, Copper defies his upbringing and puts his own life at risk to defend his friend. But in the book, Copper hunts Todd until the bewildered fox drops dead from exhaustion. And as if that's not sad enough, Copper's owner then shoots his faithful hound dead. Rough. Number 5. The Lion King. Disney filmmakers have said that their movie The Lion King is based on the works of Shakespeare and fables from the Bible. Predominantly, the film takes its influence from Shakespeare's ominously titled The Tragedy of Hamlet, Prince of Denmark. In the play, Hamlet suspects that his uncle is responsible for killing his father, the king, in order to rule the kingdom himself. Both Simba and Hamlet are visited by the ghosts of their dead fathers, but rather than take strength and guidance from his ghost, Hamlet arguably descends into madness. The play ends in a bloodbath that sees Hamlet, his love Ophelia, her father, and Hamlet's mother and uncle all die, which would have made the Disney movie more Circle of Death than Circle of Life. Number 4. Tarzan. Disney's movie Tarzan was adapted from Edgar Rice Burroughs' 1914 novel Tarzan of the Apes, except for one or two pretty crucial details. In the novel, Tarzan confesses his love for Jane, who feels the same way, but she is already engaged to Clayton. As the novel progresses, Tarzan also discovers that he is Clayton's cousin and the rightful heir to his sizable estate. In the end, rather than fight for the heart of his true love, Tarzan stays quiet and renounces his own heritage for the sake of Jane's perceived happiness. Number 3.
Yeah, that was just the phone ringing. Oh, now it stopped ringing.
Pocahontas. This 90s Disney classic has been criticized for presenting a romanticized tale of 17th century American colonialism. The real Pocahontas was a child when she met
Oh yeah, I also heard about that story that she was real back then.
the explorer John Smith, her love interest in the Disney film. The story of Pocahontas saving Smith's life from native captors is thought to be a myth. In reality, Pocahontas was kidnapped and raped and forced to convert to Christianity and married off to an Englishman. She was then brought to Britain and paraded around as a symbol of the tamed savage. On her return to America, she became violently ill and died aged 22. Number 2. Mulan. The Ballad of Mulan dates back to the 6th century and is thought to be based on a historical female warrior who lived between 386 and 534 CE. In the Disney story, Mulan becomes an honored warrior and returns home to her proud family. In the 1675 Sui Tang romance telling of the story, Mulan returns from battle to find that her father has died and her mother remarried. Even worse, the local ruler summons her to become his sex slave. Rather than suffer this fate, she commits suicide. Number 1. The Jungle Book. Inspired by Rudyard Kipling's 1894 short story, the Jungle Book film ends with the abandoned orphan Mowgli returning to society. However, in Kipling's version, Mowgli is not welcomed back to civilization. Instead, he is banished back into the jungle, and the one family that showed him kindness gets tortured. The scorned Mowgli then enlists the help of a bloodthirsty elephant and a pack of wolves to help him destroy the entire village in revenge.
If you enjoyed this video, you found it interesting, go.
Okay, I didn't know there's all other Disney movies that were based on stories like that are so creepy, freaky, and also too violent. I'm surprised they didn't put Pinocchio in it. I know the real story about Pinocchio, and it's also violent too, and freaky, where he gets tortured all the time. That's the origin. Can't pronounce that word well. The origin story of Pinocchio, and he also gets hanged and becomes back alive and gets tortured still. Well, because I heard that the author wrote that or was forced to bring Pinocchio back to life to have a happy ending, but the author did still torture him. That's what I know about Pinocchio. Well, bye.